you need to take care of your pillion very well when you are on a tour, because when the pillion is screwed, your ride is screwed. What's up guys? Today I'm out for a Dominar highway review. Actually I thought of doing this review yesterday itself when I was touring and coming back from my tour, but instead we were actually rushing towards Bangalore since we didn't have any food for the entire return journey, so we just came back and had some food. So in between I thought that I'll note down the points and talk on a different day. Before forgetting anything, I just want to talk about the highway review of the 2018 Dominar 400. So in this video I'm gonna take apart the value for money tag out of this review. The main reason is because when you have something which is available in a so much affordable manner, you tend to compromise on things. So I'm just keeping that part alone. We can plug it in at a later point of time. I'm just keeping that value for money apart from the comparison, so that I'll have a genuine feel about this motorcycle than telling that okay, this problem is there, but value for money, I'll just go for it. I don't want to tell that. So like the other highway reviews that I've done, this video is going to be a little different in a way that the themes which I'm talking about. So in this I'll start with the few good things which I felt about this motorcycle while touring. I was touring with a pillion, and later part of the video I'll talk about the things which I didn't like or which irritated me while touring on this motorcycle. Basically things which I liked and disliked while considering this as a touring machine. So let's get started. So the first positive thing to talk about this motorcycle is the enormous power this has. Actually this is one among the best powerful single cylinder that you can afford or have in India for touring purpose. The cruise speed start by around 110 km/h, and from where that it could pull to 145, 150 so easily, and after that also it could go. So in that sense this is a power cruiser, definitely. So if you are on the highway and you want to overtake this lorry, let's see that. It's so simple. I mean, you have enormous power to pull from a speed of around 80, 90 all the way to 120. Now the next positive thing is that this has lot of space to carry your luggage. For example, I'm wearing a backpack now, so if you are someone who likes to wear a backpack, that backpack actually sits on this rear seat. The reason is because the rear seat is slightly above, so you have a backpack and the backpack sit over there. One thing, it is not at all suggested to tour with a backpack. I'm just out for a city ride. That's the reason why I'm having a backpack now. I don't do this while I'm touring. So that's one thing. The second thing is you could tie a saddlebags on either side of the motorcycle easily, comfortably, because it has a foot pegs to tie your saddlebag wraps and all, and it has a grab rail which you could completely comfortably trust it and tie it on that. Even you can have your pillion upon that, no problem with it. And you have actually a plastic tank over here. But thing is, I have seen some videos where you could convert a plastic tank to a metallic tank using magnets and all. So you could very well use a magnetic tank bag also. Otherwise you can use a normal tank bag with the wraps. In the sense, this space is so empty so that you could use it for your luggage carrying purpose. So altogether I want to tell us that you have the first carrying space, second both saddlebags 2 and 3, and the fourth one is if you want you could have a backpack. So totally comfortable on that way, that this motorcycle has enormous space to carry luggage. And the third thing, it has decent amount of mileage, people. I need to say that I was getting around 33 to 35 over my tours, which is a pretty decent amount considering the amount of power this delivers. I need to say that. So the equation is like when you have power, your mileage goes down, but this is altogether, I'll say that it's a well balanced thing. You cannot expect these kind of a mileage to power ratio on a Duke 390, definitely. And the next thing what you need as a tourer is a very good and comfortable seating posture. If you see, actually my butt is comfortably having a nice time on the seat, because the seat is wide. I have this portion, I don't know whether you are able to see in the front cam, but what I need to tell is that the seat is very broad. I feel it could even accommodate a fluffy butt, definitely. And you see this riding posture, actually this is not at all sporty. It's almost upright. My body is slightly inclined towards the front. This is indeed a very good feature when people have issues like back pain over here, these portions and all. I mean, touring on this thing is wonderful. I mean, upright touring. Next positive thing about this motorcycle is this motorcycle is so versatile. You could modify this motorcycle to anything. If you are seeing any limitation on this motorcycle, you could do that very easily. You need a bigger windshield, yes, you could do that. You need a luggage rack in the back, you could do that. You need a tank bag, you could do that. You need a tail bag, you can have a permanent setup to do that also. So what I want to tell is that this bike is in a situation that it is stock, but you could modify it for your own needs. So these are the positive things that I see about this motorcycle as a tourer, from a tourer perspective. And let's start with the things which I don't like, or the negative things which I found during my touring. So the first thing first, the smaller tank capacity. This is actually a 13 liter tank, and the usable fuel is around 10 liters. And when you have mileage of around 33 to 35 on the highway, then probably you'll be having a tank range of 330 km to 350 km, which is not an impressive thing when you compare it with not comparing with anyone else, but just look from a tourer point of view. Something like a 500 km will be a very impressive figure on the tank range, but it's slightly disappointing factor that yes, this comes with a smaller tank, even though this is a touring motorcycle. And the second thing which I didn't like about this motorcycle is the vibration while you tour. Actually right now I'm going in a speed of 66. This is nowhere in the power band. The motorcycle is in 4k rpm. When you just get on to 4.5k rpm, you could start feeling the vibration all over the handlebar and slightly onto your foot pegs and to your seat. So altogether it's slightly vibey. I need to say that please don't hate me for telling the truth. It's from my own personal feel. I was touring on this motorcycle yesterday. I could show a small experiment to show you how vibey this motorcycle is. So I'm in 5th gear. Let me just get some 5th gear, 4th gear. So this has slight amount of vibration now itself on the handlebar. You could see this mirror, okay? You see that? This mirror has completely came because of just the vibration and the wind. Ideally it should never come. This also has came. So you could feel solid vibration on the mirror, on the handlebar, on the clutch lever, on the brake lever, all together on the handlebar, as well as on the seat, as well as on the foot peg. So yesterday I was touring and my pillion was slightly irritated. You need to take care of your pillion very well when you are on a tour, because when the pillion is screwed, your ride is screwed. So I was riding as sanely as possible, and I mean, yeah, that's one reason where I didn't want to do the touring video yesterday, because I just want to get her back to home as soon as possible. Yes, I had a girl pillion, so that's one thing I didn't like. The next thing is the lack of a windscreen. And actually by a speed of around 90 to 100, you start feeling the wind coming and hitting onto your chest. So definitely an aftermarket windshield will solve this issue. But as a stock bike, I felt that Bajaj could have come up with something from their own than going for some aftermarket windshield, which is way costly or way cheap. Way cheap in the sense I'm talking about the quality, okay, not the price. The next negative thing that I found about this motorcycle is that it is refined in this kind of RPM, but when it moves forward from around 5k RPM, you start feeling that refinement just goes away, and that's the main reason for vibration also. So this point is mainly related to my second point, which is the vibration. I mean, you have a 400cc motorcycle and you don't want to cruise at a speed of 70 to 80. You always wanted to ride this kind of a motorcycle at a speed of 110, 130 comfortably. But what it made me stop doing that is, first of all, the windshield, then the lack of refinement, slightly vibey conditions. and my pillion was getting irritated because she was too much pissed off with the vibration which is coming onto the foot peg. Okay, now just get into the point which I told in the beginning, like why I kept the value for money out of this. Then only I'll be able to truly speak about what is the pros and cons of having this motorcycle as a tourer machine. Now let's put the point of value for money into the point now. At 1.8 lakh on-road price in Bangalore, you will get this motorcycle on-road into your hand beautifully. You could have a tourer at this price with this much capacity and whatnot, man. What not you want? You cannot ask for something better. So actually when this motorcycle comes for that price range, you can forget the vibration that you get. You can forget the lack of refinement that you have. And after all, you could solve that wind blast issue with a aftermarket windshield. Only thing is the tank range. Again, you could compromise on that when you have this kind of a aggressive pricing from Bajaj. Personally, I own a CBR 250R, which is a better refined machine than this, but it has its own drawback. It's not powerful. It's like an okay kind of tourer at this point of time. And I've ridden Apache RR310 also. I will be making a video on all these three bikes, the RR310, CBR 250R and the Dominar, comparing it from a tourer point of view. So in that video I'll be telling the correct differences of having or owning these three motorcycles from a tourer point of view. So altogether I have a positive feel about this motorcycle, because if I was alone, I was touring alone, then probably I would have considered this motorcycle, because I could use this motorcycle in the city as well and I could tour comfortably and whatever speed I want. But if I have a pillion, I feel a slight confusion whether to go for this or not to go for this. So if I wouldn't have a pillion, definitely I would have chose to have this. So that's my verdict on this motorcycle. So as I told, please don't show hate on me telling the truth about the motorcycle. And if this video has helped you in any form, do show some love in the form of likes and comments, and see you in the next video. Goodbye. I have a corner coming up over there. So one person exclusively asked that how bad the vibration is. Could you please explain with an example? I think that guy is looking for a practical example. So what I need to tell that, if you want to truly experience the vibration that this motorcycle gives, you turn on the trimmer. You might be knowing what a trimmer is. So keep that handlebar side of the trimmer between your